In this movie, which is breaking down to three acts and covers about a multiple week span, Farrah tries to navigate her feelings and frustrations as another wave of COVID hits, as well as the realization that some of her relationships might be over either through death or by decision. So, to summarize the film, it's January 2022, and Farrah has been going through it. The COVID 19 pandemic has left her rather isolated, and with the Omicron variant coming out, and it's a lot. I mean, family members are dying, friendships are being tested, her agent is rejecting her work, which of course is putting an increased financial strain on her, and adding that she's recently dealt with a racist incident. I mean, it's a lot to deal with, and while she does her best throughout the movie to process all this through one conversation after another, it's getting more and more challenging for Farrah to navigate her life, especially with just one wave of something going wrong after another. So, getting to the review portion, the top highlight for me when it comes to this film is that it really focuses on conversations between characters and it allows you to get to know people through both a show and tell type of way. Like listening to Farrah have conversations with her friend Dion about life, relationships, and everything. And then her having this conversation with a guy who I don't think they actually gave him a name, but he's a delivery guy, and just Farrah explaining why when it comes to men, it takes so much for them to have friendship breakups, but for women, it can sometimes be over a slight. It just it allows you to understand Farrah based off of so many different angles, and she's not alone. For her cousin named Gerald, they have it where you watch a conversation between him and people in this shop, and it just really shows you that when it comes to the writing of this, it's mainly about letting people have their piece rather than get to the point or get to something that's funny and memorable and then move on. It lets them, I won't say sit in it because that makes it seem like eventually these conversations get boring or dull, but I would definitely say that it gives you the type of meaningful conversations that people wish they had more of rather than just things to fill up the time like small talk. Getting to the next highlight, I would say, and maybe for some this might be an issue, but I feel like this is definitely a type of film that needs to be a communal experience because watching this with other Black people and us picking up on different references, colloquialisms, and stuff like that, it made the film all the more funnier. And it even made it so when things got kind of dark as members of Farrah's family died, it always gave the silver lining that you could always find in dark moments, like how many people misspelled the word repass, and also the drama of their family group chat. And it just also leads to the most interesting commentary from the people around you as they talk about somebody they know, situations they've been in. And again, I know not everybody likes when people next to you or behind you, whatever, are talking during a movie, but in the right situations with the right movie, it adds to it. And this is the case of it adding to it. Which leads to the last topic, which unfortunately is an on the fence topic, and that's just there may come a point when you're kind of questioning where is this going? Or there is a three-act structure. First act is focused mainly on Farrah's family, second is her friendships, and the third act is supposed to be a wrap-up, but you don't know where this is supposed to go. Is it supposed to be COVID is over, Farrah goes visit her family, sees their gravesite instead of just doing Zoom funerals? Is it that she's going to sell her piece about a Korean man and some racially ambiguous woman screaming racial, there's a big one, I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't remember what it's, but basically saying racist things to her? What exactly is the way this is supposed to end? And while the ending ultimately is satisfying, I'm not going to pretend like there wasn't a point where if it wasn't for the fact that I knew the writer, director, and star was in the same room, I wouldn't have pulled out my phone to kind of gauge how much time should be left because it was starting to wear out its welcome just a little bit. Overall, when it comes to the gold, It's a comedy that knows it doesn't have to force itself to be funny. And also, while it has a drama element to it, it doesn't feel like it's about accolade bait. Instead, it's just about the challenges of being human, seeking connection, and trying to find meaningful conversations and relationships that make it so that life is worth living.